This is Jean Moore with More Than Sports. I am here today with class of 2021 running back Marcus Taylor from Whitehaven High School in Memphis, Tennessee. So, Marcus, thank you so much for being here. Can you hear me?
Thanks for having me. Thanks for inviting me to this broadcast.
I want to make sure our signals are all good. So I met Marcus in Dallas at the Pylon All-American Experience. And it was definitely an honor to be able to meet him and get to chat with him a little bit. So I'm pretty excited to have you on the show here, Marcus.
Yes, man. Thanks for having me.
And he's from Memphis, Tennessee. So you got to listen to this accent because I love it. So let's just get right into the questions, Marcus. Have you played any other sports besides football?
Growing up, my dad was a big connoisseur of basketball. He played it, so this the only other sport I played. And soccer when I was like 3, but basketball was the main sport then.
Okay. What position did you play?
Man, I was kind of big. I played like center, power forward. I guess this is what you could call it when we were little kids. So center, power forward.
So how old were you when you started playing football?
About 6 or 7.
Okay, so you've been playing for a while.
Yes, ma'am.
And what positions have you played?
Man, believe it or not, I'm playing running back now. Middle school, 6th and 7th grade. 7th grade was actually my first year playing running back. 6th grade, I played O-line, and like for little league years, I played DN and outside linebacker. So this really is crazy to me. I never see myself playing running back growing up ever.
Well, and that's, I think that's super impressive because let's talk about this. How tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
And how much do you weigh?
225, 230.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you're perfect for running back.
Yeah, man.
I think that, you remind me of like a Jonathan Stewart or a LeGarrette Blount. Obviously I'm here in Eugene, Oregon, home of the Oregon Ducks.
Yes,
so I watched those guys play here and then they went on to play pro. So I think that's perfect because you're hard to stop. So why running back? Why did you choose to play running back?
Man, it really was my decision. So I'm gonna tell you, 7th grade practice, we was running sprints. And my coach had called my dad and was like, man, he faster. He getting real fast. So they was just like, man, we're gonna try and make running back. And ever since then, I just been working, trying to perfect my craft to be the best me I can be. And it just took off from there.
Well, and you're obviously really good. You did get chosen to play in the Pylon All-American game.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what that experience was like. First of all, to actually get chosen for that. What did that mean to you to be chosen for that tournament and then to actually play in it and not just play in it, be coached by some amazing coaches and play at AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys? Talk to me all about that experience.
First off, I'd like to give thanks to Pylon for selecting me from Memphis, Tennessee. Like usually kids from my city or my area don't get a chance to make it out. Like it's almost like a bowl. Somebody scrape to the top, they get a pika and they go right back down. So people almost got to start over. But being selected really is a blessing in disguise because, me having injuries, it kind of lowered my confidence and stuff like that. And so when I got the invite, I was like, man, it's still, what can I say? Light at the end of the tunnel for me waiting. So I just gotta go. God gave me an opportunity, so I gotta go do what I gotta do.
And now let's talk about those injuries. We were just talking before we went live. You had a broken arm, and then once you were cleared, you broke your leg. So talk to me about first of all, how those injuries occurred. Second of all, how do you bounce back from that? That's that's a lot to take in.
First off, I broke my arm in May spring season in football practice. I was playing defense, and like I got stuck in between two people. My arm got stuck, and it hit. My arm got smashed in between it. But I mean, it wasn't hurting. We thought it was just bruised because it was bruised real bad. So we were like, it's just a little bruise, but I couldn't move my fingers. And so I go to the doctor. I'm 10 minutes away from going to the doctor before the drill started. So I had to go to the doctor. So I broke it. I went to the doctor. I was like, man, I just hope it's not broke. Man, the X-ray, it was just like this separated. So that bouncing back from it, it's really not the physical part that helped me. It was the mental part, because me knowing this spring could have opened up my recruitment to me being one of the top prospects in the country really kind of, brought me down. But started back July. Let me see. About June or July, I started going to camps, but I had a cast on. Like I had a arm cast. Like the first one was above my elbow. The second was under my elbow. So I was still catching, doing routes and stuff like this. So they were like, man, I heard with a cast on. We got to start taking looks at him. So I started getting texts and calls and messages and stuff like that, trying to open up my recruitment so coach can start recruiting me. And I come back August. I had 2 scrimmages in July. We played MUS. We played Briarcrest Christian School. Them both private schools in Memphis, Tennessee. And they were great scrimmages, like real good. So they was like, man, we going to come down there and see you and stuff like that. So 2 weeks later, Texas A&M came and saw me that Thursday before the game, and they was like, man, he looking good. So in a few weeks, you'll hear back from us. So I was like, okay, that sounds good. So next day, game day. So I'm pumped, excited. And for some reason, like, my mind just went blank. Like, it was like, man, I don't even want to play. But somehow I said, man, I got to do it. I got to go do it. So I win the game, second quarter. I hit a out route, really option route. Caught it. Foot got caught in the turf. Like, my ankle kind of turned, and he hit me from the top. So I laid there. I was like, I just know it's not what I think it is. And I had a leg sleeve on. So it was, for some reason, the leg sleeve was all the way past where I broke it at. So I look at it and I'm like, man, bro, why? So I'm just sitting there shocked. I'm shocked. Like, I wasn't crying enough. People like, why you ain't crying and all that type of stuff. I mean, it really wasn't the me hurting part. It was the shocking part. Like, man, this really just happened to me again. I just really just got injured, like a major injury again. So when I was sitting there saying, why me? I was really thinking, why not me? Because, God put his toughest battles on his best soldier that he got. So they really was my mindset the whole time through recovery.
That's good. Well, and that's true, and that's the right way to look at it. I'm sure there was some poor me, feel sorry for yourself moments, because we all have those.
Yeah, well, plenty of them.
But, everything happens for a reason, I feel like. And luckily it wasn't your senior season, it was your junior season. So let's talk about this year. So you, like I said, are in Memphis, Tennessee. What is football like there? I know here in Oregon, we haven't had a season yet. And so they're looking to this spring, still kind of up in the air. So talk to me a little bit about how it is there in Tennessee.
During this pandemic, or just
during the pandemic? Yes.
During the pandemic, we had like a few protests going to the school board, because around July before school started, they was like, the season, we don't know about it yet. So we was like, okay, we just gonna play the waiting game, see what they're gonna do. So they end up postponing it indefinitely. So we was like, wow. So we just went out there, did protests and all that type of stuff. And man, we ain't had no season. So what really could have happened was, if they would have told us we wasn't having a season, a lot of kids could have went to another schools or prep schools, anything like this. So they really hurt, not just me, but a lot of schools across the city, knowing what our city is and what our city is almost known for, involving teenagers and kids. So it really hurt me, and it hurt all the other players just to know we weren't having a season this year. But now, Coach Amir Gant, he coached for Germantown. He offensive coordinator now. They doing the 7-on-7, so they got a couple of kids from each school in the city, and they got their own team doing 7-on-7, getting film out there. They got a travel team, so they traveling, playing like this. So, man, this how football is in Memphis right now.
Okay. And so you guys did play, though. Did you have a season in November?
Yes, ma'am. I ended up transferring to Greater Praise Christian Academy. We were known as the Memphis Nighthawks, and we had a season this year. So,
okay. How did that go for you? Coming back from the injuries, it's your senior season. How was that for you?
The first game we played Donaldson Christian Academy, I was kind of nervous because, usually me being a big running back, they flying for my legs, and I know I broke it. I know, like, I be having little pain and all that type of stuff. But Man, after that first hit, it was game on after this. So it was really a blessing to know, I still got a little bit of it. So that's how
Mm-hmm.
it was. The season went good. National champions, Christ. We played Christ Prep Academy. Christ Prep Academy out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it was a great experience playing with those guys. Shout out to Coach Rodemir and Coach A for giving me the opportunity to come to the Memphis Nighthawks and play and get eventually a scholarship. So.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Now, how, as a senior, um, what does leadership mean to you, and how do you think you really displayed that out there on the field, in practice, in the classroom? How do you display that?
I
Or do
know
you
people. I
see
know. I
yourself?
know. I know some people be like, "Well, he be in the front of the lines and all that type of stuff." Like I try. I try my best to motivate young guys, point blank,
Mhm,
period. Because young guys look up to us, and so we need to
mhm,
get them something to look to. So we tell the young guys, "Hey, start off important, man. Make sure you start doing your work. Go to tutoring if you need help, man. Ask any of you need help. Do all that. Watch fan football while I work out. Come run with me after school. Anything like
mhm.
this. So that's how I think I display leadership at our school.
So you lead by example. You do the work, and you invite the younger ones to come with you during that. How are your grades?
I have a 3.3 GPA.
Okay,
Here's
that's
mine.
pretty good. And how do you think during this whole COVID pandemic, how do you think that has affected your recruitment, or has it?
It really not just me. It's a whole lot of 2021s out of it right now. Cause I just found out today that also JUCOs get an extra year, and then D1s and colleges also get an extra year too. So that's kind of messing up everybody's scholarship. So academic scholarship, the academics really play a part in that. Like for people that weren't taking it serious then and want to take serious now, like you should have been on it if you wanted to get an academic scholarship trying to go to school. Eventually, your academics got to be up to get a PWO also, what they don't know. So
Mhm.
I just think academics been playing a part since I was young. My mama a professor at Southwest Tennessee Community College. My dad
Okay.
was a principal ISS teacher, and I saw my mama working at Southwest. I saw kids going to school with me, great talent, but the grades just weren't meeting. Like they had all the looks and all the
Mhm.
stuff from the big schools, just with the academics weren't matching. So I just looked at that and said, man, they can't beat me. I
Mhm.
don't want it to be me. Looking at it like that, looking at them go down the drain like that, but yeah, that's a major part.
And that's true. I've seen that as well. And it breaks my heart because these kids have it. They have the talent, they have the ability. They could go to any college they wanted to, but the grades aren't there. They
Exactly.
didn't take that part seriously. And you need to take that more serious than you do practices and things like that, because without your grades, you're not going to that anyways.
That's why they call you a student athlete. Books
Yep,
first, athletics second. So
that's right.
been taking since I was younger.
Now, and I think that's good. You didn't really have a chance with your mom being a professor, you said, and your dad being a principal.
Now he was like ISS teacher discipline, but he was
Oh,
always
okay.
around school and he helped like this. So I knew if I wasn't gonna get my grades right, my dad won't treat me like they do at ISS. So I was like, no, I'm straight.
Yep.
I'm good.
That's good. It looks like you had some pretty good role models though to
Yeah,
look up
nah.
to. Now, this is where we're going to come into what's one of the biggest obstacles you've had to overcome. Now, I'm going to preface this with, so I posted on Twitter that I was coming to Dallas, and if any kids wanted to get an interview, to let me know. And you responded, and that was the first time I talked to you, and you said, "Me, I have a story." What's that story? I want to hear it. And along with that, the biggest obstacle you've had to overcome, because that really ties together.
The y'all heard the biggest obstacle. It was the injuries. That was the biggest thing. Point
Mm,
blank. Period. Mentally, physically, it wasn't like that. Mentally, hardest part of recovery during injuries like this, especially a broken arm and a broken leg. But the biggest obstacle I had to face, my granddad died. I was young. I was about 9 or 10. Then I just lost my teammate Demetrius, and then I just lost my good coach, Coach Mon, one of my mentors. So stuff like that really pushed me to keep going. Because at one point in time, my granddad died. I was in about fourth or fifth grade, and I was playing football, and I was like, I don't want to play no more.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just thinking what my granddad told me while he was sitting there on his deathbed. He was like, man, just keep going, keep playing football. So I was just like, man, I can't quit. And so with Demetrius, I seen Demetrius change his body, transform his mind, stop being, like, I can't say bad, but stop being around bad situations or bad crowds. And for him to just leave us like that, it hurt real bad because he was almost 90 minutes away from getting his first college offer and he didn't even know it, but it's just crazy. Coach Munn, I believe, like, he told my dad was like, he died believing in you. So I really didn't understand what he meant by that at first because I was just still going through, crying at home, hearing it. Because we was at school I was in school when they told us this. So it's just crazy how he grew up with me, man, taught me a whole lot of stuff in the like 4 or 5 years that we was together. And then he left like that too. So that's really my extra drive, my juice adding the tank.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this really reason why. This is my why.
Well, and it's, people like that do believe in you, and you want to excel, not just for them, but for yourself as well. Ultimately it's, you have to want it, you want to have to, you have to have that drive to go to practice and do well in school and all the things that it takes to be a student athlete. But it's nice to know that there are people out there, some, yes, have left way too early, that believe in you. And, those are the people that's motivation. So, I think that's good. It's unfortunate, that he passed away, and I'm sorry, to you and your teammates. It's not an easy thing to go through. Same with your teammate, it's pretty devastating, especially knowing the kind of future that he could have had. Do you live, and this isn't something that we talked about, and I don't know much about Memphis, so I apologize, but is it a rougher kind of area or?
Yes, man. I stay like from downtown where like Beale Street, I stay like 5 to 7 minutes away from there in South Memphis called the area called Soulsville, but it's really just South Memphis. They just start calling it Soulsville. So it's a rough neighborhood. One day you wake up, it's people getting, killed, found dead, a lot of people drugs, police, people getting arrested. So it's a real rough neighborhood to be in. But with my mom and my dad, they just made sure I kept my head on straight. So that's how I've been really surviving in the hood, as people call it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's important. You have to have those kind of people in your life. It sounds like your parents are amazing. So I applaud them for the work that they've done on you. You're an amazing kid and young man. Sorry. And that's really cool. And it's good to have those kind of role models in your life. So hats off to your parents. They did good.
He can hear you. He's standing right here. He can hear you. He said thank you. I don't know if you heard him or not.
I didn't hear him. He can come on.
Here you go, right here. You probably saw him at the pylon thing.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, ma'am, for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you for raising an amazing son.
Thank you for recognizing it. I think that's one of the biggest things we have to always tell people thank you. There's a saying, people don't have to be nice, and when they are nice, they don't have to be nice to you. And so when you recognize people who are nice to you, you have to say thank you. I appreciate that. For a kid who has no big time offers now, but to have been blessed like he has, just a testimony of doing the right thing, and putting into people's lives and stuff like that. It's just a tremendous opportunity. And he's grabbing it. Like, he's really maturing in his time. And so I just thank you for the opportunity to have my son on the national scale, just to have his story and to talk about him, because we look forward to it. We're on our way back. We want to make sure. So yes, ma'am, big time for us.
Well, and it sounds like you were a student athlete as well, playing basketball. Ma'am. So you can kind of impart some of that knowledge into him.
Yeah, well, a lot of times, yes, ma'am. One of the things I had to learn to take myself out the way. So what I mean by that is, it's a crazy story. He was playing basketball, and we were out of town in a tournament. He was playing the 11 and under league, and we were in Florida. And I'm getting on his behind, and I say out loud, "Quit acting like a little kid. like you 12 years old or something. I said, man, you're a big boy. And God grabbed me mentally right then and there. He said, Nut, he just 10. You know what I'm saying? And I had to step back right then and there and not only step out of being his coach, but I had to realize my biggest thing was being his dad.
Yep.
And so with doing that, just been blessed enough to be around a lot of great people. Of course, that Pylon group allowing my son to come in. You know, when you think about it, we're from Memphis and we're known for First 48. And so I laughed about that. So I laughed about that because they are the first 48 for Pylon's All-Star game. And it's just tremendous. They got Greg Rubin, Isaiah Brevard, Coach James was there, and along with my son, you know, those are guys that Coach James came to Memphis, Tennessee, and built a program with those guys, along with some more other kids who have progressed so much, so fast in the city of Memphis as far as football is concerned. And so we just been blessed. Mo, we've been blessed. You know, at the end of the day, we've been blessed. I can't say it enough. We just been blessed. This is not anything that we would want to happen, but in this season, we're thankful. We hadn't caught COVID, had any family members caught COVID, you know, close, you know, that immediate family member group. Yes, we've had some losses. Yes, we've had some deaths. But at the end of the day, it's just been a tremendous opportunity, and people like yourself taking time out for youth to get them together, you know, in this time. You are an encourager. So you continue to use your platform to change lives because it's a God-given gift. And we don't take those things for granted. So again, thank you so much for having this boy on. And let's push the message. And I tell people like this, he was in the hospital, he had surgery, and a lady was sitting there and she was making let me say an inference of we're gonna get him back for you guys soon. You know, get him healed, he's gonna be back. And I told the lady when she was talking to him, I said, ma'am, let me clear something up for you. I said, this is not my dream, this is his. I said, he's gonna be all right. I said, so don't think that we're pushing athletics as like it's gonna save us and put us in a predicament for the rest of our life. If that's God's will, that's his will. But we're not sitting here pushing our life, waiting for him to become a professional athlete when it's not that. This is his dream. And so you are giving young men and young ladies an opportunity to be on a platform where they get what they want. Any parent who's hearing or listening to this knows that the ultimate thing is to make sure what we do is to make sure their dreams come true. We're still dreaming, but our dream should be to have them have a greater life than we had. If that's not it, then you need to quit parenting right now. And so when you do your platforms and you do stuff like that, it's all about making it better for them. So I'm going to say it one more again. I'm getting off this screen because I'm not going to play with you all day. The deal is that your platform is a platform that's going to change lives forever. There's going to be some guys who might not ever get a chance to get on this type of platform ever again. But this is some audio and some conversation they'll never be able to take away. So, man, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to get off so you can finish up. We got some hot wings here. We in Nashville. My uncle cooks hot wings, so I got to tell you, KC Love, and KC, hey, C Love, we own it. I'm telling you, it's tremendous. So I'm gonna get these big wings. I wish I could sing you some. You tell me where you at, and I'm gonna see if I can get some bagged up and get my uncle to sing you some. They the best. I'm out of here.
Close the door.
This is what I love about going live is you never know what's going to happen. And that was amazing right there. That was amazing. It's always good to have parent perspective. I love it. And, you know, one thing that I love what he said is that that you guys are blessed. And I think especially now it's so easy to really focus on what's happening instead of realizing how blessed we all are.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Some people be like getting a big head or whatever, but not knowing that, you know, Almighty God or whatever some people might call it, right? Done put us through everything that we've been going through, good, bad, ugly, pretty, anything we done going through. he got us through. He put us through it for a reason. So it's a blessing. Anything is a blessing. I'm talking about people want to talk about scholarships and offers. I don't care if it's from a prep school to the biggest school that's in the country. It's a blessing. It don't matter like whichever it is. You just gotta take the opportunity because it's some people didn't get a chance to make it or get the opportunity. So.
That's right. No, it's true. And I'm big on not taking things for granted. Kids that have a scholarship to a D1 school, that's not something that they should take for granted because it can be taken away at any time. So always be thankful, you know, and I think that's definitely something that you've been taught. And I think that's great. So finish up with the questions here. I just have a couple left, but what do you feel is one of your biggest accomplishments?
I don't like my whole life or just like a few. I can
Overcoming
really just say,
injuries, 2 broken bones.
Yeah, I can really just say overcoming it mentally, overcoming my problems mentally, and this probably it. Besides all like materialistic things like MVP, I done got some of those and all that type of stuff. But the biggest accomplishment to me is overcoming my problems and stuff that I was going through. Because I probably would have quit. I probably wouldn't have been on this interview right now. I probably wouldn't have been in Dallas a few weeks ago. So just thank God.
Well, and one thing that I really appreciate about you, Marcus, is that you reached out to me. You are confident enough and want it bad enough. Not that I have any magic anything, you know, I can't get you an offer. I can't, you know, but hopefully there are college coaches that will watch this and see the type of character that you have and what you have overcome. Especially then to be invited to the Pylon All-American game when you really didn't have much of a junior season. So I think that right there is quite an accomplishment and it's in itself. So, but I appreciate when kids kind of take the initiative and reach out to coaches, reach out, you know, again, to me, I don't mean this facetiously, but I'm nobody, you know, I don't work for ESPN. I don't, you know, this is just my own show. And so, but you know, like what your dad said, I hope to have that impact. You know, I hope that kids will have some sort of opportunity from being on my show. You know, that's my heart. That's my desire. So here's a question, and this is the last one. What's one thing you want college coaches to know about you? So you are starting to get some interest. No offers yet, correct?
I got one from Westminster College.
Oh, that's right. Okay. And that came after Pylon.
Yeah, exactly. Like a week after. The next week I got it. Yes, ma'am.
That's pretty impressive. And you said that you're talking to a couple of other colleges.
Yes, ma'am.
But for those that might maybe not know who you are or have heard about you and have seen your film, but you know, this is the first time they're really getting to know you. What do you want college coaches to know about you, Marcus, the person, not the athlete, because you are somebody completely separate from the athlete? You know what I'm saying? Like those aren't one. So Marcus Taylor, the person, what do you want them to know about you?
I'm a God-fearing young man. I believe in praying. I believe in Jesus Christ. I'm a leader. I love helping others, like way more than myself. I get anybody else before I get to me. And that's probably it. Fear God, lead, and help others.
Yeah. And now as the athlete, I mean, I can name a few. You are an overcomer. You don't let injuries get in the way. You definitely want it bad enough and will do anything really to get that. Would you agree with that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And as a running back, at your height and weight, you're perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
So don't ever be discouraged or anything by people saying, oh, well, you're too big. You know, like you said, you played on the line, you know, and you're not. I've seen you in person. You're not. You have the perfect build, I feel like,
Yes,
to
ma'am.
run people over and get in that end zone. So I really respect your game. I respect what you're about. And, you know, I hope college coaches really recognize that and see you for the athlete, not only the athlete, but the person that you are.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you have any advice for anybody that might be, you know, overcoming injuries or anything like that? Do you have any advice for them?
Man, just point blank period, just keep going. You know, if you got your circle, man, keep your circle like that. Cause some people try to get around you just for who you are and what you do and what you have overcome and all the stuff that you have received, as well as awards and recognition and all that type of stuff. So just watch the company you keep while you're going through that. Cause sometimes your mental state will be messed up by the people that you're around. So you'll think you're okay, but you really not, cause they keep telling you you're okay, but they're not trying to help. They just trying to brush you off and push you off and things like that. So yeah, it's the biggest thing for somebody overcoming injuries.
That's
Get your
good.
mental right. Don't worry about too much of the physical. It's your mental. A lot of people don't talk about the mental state. They just talk about physical therapy and going to the doctor getting checkups. But it's some people mind really be like messed up after especially big injuries like that. So it's the
Well,
biggest thing.
and like I said too, you know, a lot of times when you play a sport for so long, that kind of defines who you are. So when that's taken away, people don't know who they are. And so I'm very big on separating the two, you know, knowing who you are as a person and then knowing who you are as the athlete, but knowing that being an athlete doesn't define you.
Yes,
You know,
ma'am.
when that's taken away at the end of the day, you're still you. And so, you know, I think that's huge. You know, the mental part is huge, like you said, that's not talked about a lot. And I think that's almost, I mean, that's more important than the physical, because that will
Yep.
come.
Yes, man. Me and my sister almost had a similar problem. She played basketball. She made history, number 3 point guard in the country, top 100. Ended up going to HBCU, Jackson State University, Sequoia. She been going through a lot of injuries too, and she said the same thing. It's just a mental part. They really want the physical, and so she ended up being touring the country, touring the world, playing basketball. So she doing what she love to do. So
That's
that's what I've
great.
been learning from her.
That's great. Well, Marcus, thank you so much. I'm so glad this worked out today. I know that you
Yes.
were, you kind of had a visit at
Yeah,
college.
hey, I'm
before,
kind of tired
so,
of. Yes, man.
so I'm glad this one worked out, and we're able to get you on the show. So I appreciate you. I definitely want to keep in touch and really hear what you're doing and all the offers that you're going to be getting.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So thank you so much for being here. This is Gina Moore with More Than Sports. Thanks for watching.